What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on Peg City Hockey. This is going to be recap reactions for game 35 out of 82 for the Winnipeg Jets 2021-2022 season, where they lose in overtime to the Washington Capitals in what was an amazing game with so much entertainment value and a lot of high emotions, both good and bad. So before we jump into this video any further, make sure to drop a subscription regardless of the team that you root for. It really helps the channel grow as we're almost at 2,000 subscribers. I know that's crazy. Every time I look at that, I'm taken back a little bit. Thank you all so much for the support that you give this channel and have over the last two NHL seasons, and I hope to bring even more coverage as the season goes on and we have more news breaks. So with all that being said, let's jump right into this video because I know what you all want to see. The headlines, the big news headlines for this game, everyone's talking about it. Cole Perfetti scores his first ever NHL goal, and it was a beauty. Here, take a look at it if you haven't seen it already. An amazing pass from Pierre-Luc Dubois and an even better finish by Perfetti. Welcome to the show, kid. You deserve it, man. I'm so glad you're finally with this team. I don't think he's leaving this top six for the rest of the season. And I'm not just saying that because he scored. He's been fantastic in the last two games that he's played. And he's been really good almost all season long, even when Paul Maurice was playing him less than 10 minutes a night. So I think he stays with the season. I think that we're going to burn that year of the contract. I think it's the right decision. This is what he needs for his development, not playing with the Moose. Let's see what he can do in the show, and I think he's got a lot of skill and can bring a lot of value and just overall improve this team's play in the neutral zone and their passing, right? He's such a valuable player. He's got so much skill making. I think that we should definitely keep him in that top six. But this was a great game all around. You've got Kyle Connor on the power play. Bang. Early on, it's 1-0. And then within 2 minutes, I believe, or even less than that, actually, I think it was within the 2 minutes, I'm going to say, it was already a 2-0 game for the Winnipeg Jets. This was their game to lose, honestly, and they kind of let it get away from them for times. I'm not going to lie. When you go and look through the goals being scored, right, like I said, power play goal very early on, a minute into the first period. Then you got Dubois 2:20 into the first, Perfetti 2:20 into that first period. It's 2-0, a really good, dominant first period by that Winnipeg Jets. One of the best periods they've played in a long time, honestly, for how complete they were and how polished they were. For some reason, the Jets are playing better and more polished with a week off in between games than they did playing a normal regular schedule. I don't understand it. Maybe it's just more practice time with Adam Lowry is starting to create more chemistry and they're starting to play better and more cohesive as a team and starting to blend better under this new style. Maybe it's going to work out for their favor, you know, maybe getting these extra practice times in and trying to mesh with a new coach and, you know, kind of being almost like the start of the season with how much time is off and in between games lately. Maybe that's a good thing for them, but they've been really showing that they can mesh well and play at a high pace even when they have long time off, right? Because you even look at that Colorado game where we lost 7-1. Yeah, it was a 7-1, 7-1. It was a 7-1 loss, don't get me wrong. It was still a relatively okay game for the Jets at times. They still showed up in that first period, and they still looked polished, even though they lost by a horrible score. And I know that sounds so stupid to say a team was polished when they lost that badly, but honestly, it wasn't as bad as the other 7-1 losses we've seen. And then you got Alex Ovechkin coming in at the end of that first period with his 27th goal. 27th goal. Makes it 2-1. The Jets just played a fantastic first. Honestly, that's all you need to say about that. When you look at them on paper, watching it with your eye test, everything that you do or however you value a hockey game and how you grade it on whether it being a good, bad shift, whatever you do, I think that almost unanimously every Jets fan can say that that was a really damn good first period by the Winnipeg Jets. And then you get over to that second period, right? And the second period, I still think, honestly, it was a very good game and a very good period. Was it as good as the first? No. But what it really came down to was Vitaly Vinnychuk just playing out of his mind. After those first two goals were let in, he was in beast mode for the rest of this game. The Jets had so many chances. They kept pressing and pressing and pressing, and they couldn't get anything by him. Were all of their opportunities high danger? Absolutely not. But the point was that they were getting shots on net, keeping pressure in the Capital zone, and Vanecek just kept bailing them out every single time. It was a little bit frustrating to watch, I'm not going to lie, because we've been goalied so many times this season, I didn't want to see it happen again. And it felt like we were going down that trend, because you have Orlov coming in with 4 minutes into that second period, a bad, fluky goal with so many screens in front of Hellebuck and a weird deflection it looked like right as the initial save was made with the glove. Orlov. It makes it 2-2 for his 5th goal of the season, and that's just really a problem for the Jets because you're playing well, you're getting pressure, you're passing well, you've got good crisp zone entries. Everything that you can do to score goals, you're doing it. You just can't buy that goal. And then you have a bad luck goal go in like against Orlov. I hate the term puck luck, but honestly, I don't think there's a better word that can describe the Winnipeg Jets. We have absolutely no luck in general. Screw the puck luck, but when it comes to just luck of the puck, luck of the draw, we always get the short stick. I'm sick of this. How many times have we seen goals like this go in behind the backboards, bad screens, tips, deflections? It just always happens against us, it feels like. I know it's not just us, but it just feels that way. But the second period was good, more or less the same of what you saw in the first, just not being able to get those goals. But then you gotta, just a great game by the Jets. And same with the Caps. This was just a good, entertaining hockey game. The second period had so much good back and forth hockey, not to mention the fact that the Jets just looked polished again. Again, this is a team that has had so much time off, hasn't been the most, amazing team. And yeah, they played Detroit in their last game, so this is a step up compared to what Detroit is in the standings. And I think that they really came in, played their best hockey that they could. Not to mention the fact that the lineups are still being shuffled. Dylan Sandberg was in there. Declan Chisholm was not. Logan Stanley came in. And boy, I don't want to rip Logan Stanley too hard because I know he just came back from COVID. And I'm not going to pretend to imagine what that's like. I have been lucky enough not to catch Corona. And I hope that I won't. Knock on wood. I've been pretty good so far throughout this pandemic. I don't know what exactly it's like, so I'm not going to say anything. But what I can say is that Logan Stanley has been pretty crap all season long. And tonight it showed again. Not only was he bad just in this game and just not playing very well, I think that Declan Chisholm, Ville Heinola, Jonathan Kovacevic, all these guys are making less money than him and would bring more value to this team. So I don't still think Logan Stanley should be on this team. I know a lot of you differ with that, and that's fine, but when you're this mediocre, you got to get taken out of the lineup or show that you deserve to be here, and he hasn't shown a lot. Let's give him some couple games back. I'm not going to say take him out and throw him to the moose forever, but I'm just saying it hasn't been a good season so far. A first game back from COVID, and he made a lot of bad mistakes, very lazy plays, especially getting into that third period for the protest goal. Holy crap, Stanley, what's wrong with you? Lazy poke checks, spinning around like this with his stick everywhere, just trying to play mediocre defense, playing like I did when I was a kid, not going to lie. Just not a good game from Logan Stanley. Hopefully he can bounce back and maybe get some more confidence under his belt, but this wasn't a good performance from him. And when we had a great performance as a rookie coming in with Chisholm playing meaningful minutes, I just don't get why you can justify Stanley compared to what we've seen in the past without him, right? Chisholm was better than Stanley in one game than what Stanley's been all season long. So maybe that should, help you try to value the defense and how you want it to look going into the rest of this season. But the second period, like I said, more or less the same of the first, just not a lot of scoring getting done. And the third period is kind of the exact same way. Like I said, the protest goal gets scored very early on. Stanley with a bad fumble as well as a weird kind of pinch pad at the side of the net on Connor Hellebuck. Was it, did it impede on him making the save? I don't think so, but you could make the argument. You could have challenged for it. I just don't know why they didn't. I would have challenged personally. I think there was enough evidence to show that he pushed his pad into the side of the net and pinned it so that he couldn't make that effort to get the slide. But as well, he was so far over on that right side of the post that I don't think he was getting over to the left. But nonetheless, I digress. It's 50-50 at that point. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. And the Jets don't challenge it. And it is a 3-2 hockey game, and it is a 3-2 hockey game for almost the entirety of that third period. You've got a really good pressing play from the Winnipeg Jets. They keep pressing hard. You've got good opportunities, but again, Vanecek is just too good. You just can't beat him until the Home Depot man himself, Pierre-Luc Dubois, with the goalie pulled his 16th of the season at the 18:55 mark, a minute and 5 seconds left in the third period. We tie it up. It is a 3-3 hockey game. We are going to overtime. I was screaming. I wish I could show you guys the reaction I had when Pierre-Luc Dubois scored, because I swear to God, I probably would have woken up the entire house if it wasn't already at a nice time in the evening. But nonetheless, it's 3-3. I'm excited. We go into overtime. Let's see what happens. 26 seconds in, the worst player that could have scored it, Tom Wilson, makes it a 4-3 win for the Washington Capitals, and at least we got a point. Anytime, now this has been my opinion on ties and overtimes and all that and shootout losses my whole life, really. If you're a West Coast team and you lose to an East Coast team in overtime or a shootout, you get a point. You're not going to affect each other in the standings. It cancels out. Kind of how I feel tonight. A great game, a lot of entertainment value. We get a point even though we probably could have won the game. I was happy watching this game. I was entertained. Back-to-back games where I wasn't nervous when the Jets were on their own end. Not to mention the fact that the penalty kill, again, was perfect tonight. Since Dave Lowry has taken over, if I'm not mistaken, we've only allowed 1 goal on the penalty kill. Paul Maurice was not a good coach for us, and I think this is really starting to show. But again, those are just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game. I think this was a great performance by the Winnipeg Jets, and at the end of the day, you get a point against an East Coast team. You fought hard. You probably could have made a better effort in overtime, but again, I digress. You get that point. You had a good performance. Cole Perfetti gets his first goal. A lot of positives to take away from this game with that point as well. I'm very excited to see whatever the next matchup might be. 5 years, 2 weeks, a day. I don't know anymore because of how the NHL handles their scheduling. So with all of that being said, I will see you guys whenever I see you guys, because I don't know when the next game is off the top of my head anymore. So with all that being said, peace, love, and positivity. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and check out all the other affiliated links down in the description below. New episode of the Prairie Puck Podcast is live on Spotify as well as my YouTube channel. You can go check that out. So have a great rest of your night. Go Jets, go! Go Cole Perfetti! He has arrived, and I cannot wait to watch what he will do for the rest of this season. Go Jets, go! Have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.